Hi and welcome back. In this video I'm installing a CarPlay Android Auto unit on my Yamaha Niken. Though this process is very similar to those on most bikes. Now you might ask, why am I going through all this when a phone mount would do? I used one for quite a while until I ruined my phone. Despite using a so-called anti-vibration mount, the phone camera got destroyed just from regular riding. I wasn't even using the camera. It's just that modern phones and their cameras are super sensitive and the bike's vibrations break them. Here's the audio of what my broken phone started sounding like. It's not something you'd want in your pocket. So I decided to install something safer and more reliable. I went for the EKIY, however you pronounce that, 6.25-inch GPS navigation display screen from AliExpress. It has a built-in DVR recorder with front and rear cameras, and there was an optional tire pressure monitor, but I didn't opt for that, but you can add that later. I suspect the EKIY name is just a rebrand. This device is sold under many different labels. Quick side story. I first bought a cheaper 7-inch unit for about €62, also from AliExpress, but it fried itself and never worked properly. Getting the refund and return postage sorted was a drama of its own. Maybe a video for another day. So I bit the bullet and got this unit. It cost at the time €118.29, and it's a much better made kit. What's in the box? The display unit, 2 cameras, and below that all the cables and connectors which are labelled for easy installation, the remote control and the camera mounts. Note, it requires a micro SD card, but it's not included, and the instructions, unsurprisingly, don't even tell you where to put it. After some trial and error, I found it hidden under 2 screws. Also, pro tip, don't buy the SD card off AliExpress. Go with a proper brand from a trusted seller, otherwise you risk glitches and record failures. My plan was to mount the display above the dash, so I removed the screen and screen bracket. I found the auxiliary power connector, video link in the description, and used a matching Yamaha connector. I've also got a video on that. If you want a video on using a crimp tool, let me know in the comments. It took me a while to get that right. Test before you fully install. I powered up the unit before with a 12-volt battery just to make sure that I hadn't got a dud. All good. Note that the screen only works in landscape mode, unlike phones that rotate. I installed the required apps, one for the DVR and Android Auto in my case. I'll cover that setup and usage in a separate video because the instructions are terrible. But I tested Google Maps and Spotify for a good sound check, worked fine. Front camera. There wasn't an easy screw in location, so I used the supplied 3M tape. The cameras are not marked which way is up, so you have to rotate them later when the screen is working. Cable runs were zip tied neatly. The extension cable wasn't needed for the front camera because it comes with extension cables. The rear camera routed the cable under the bodywork and zip tied it to the carrier frame. It's tricky on modern bikes to find a secure mounting surface that's flat as well. And you can see the camera connected here to the part of the carrier section, neatly hidden away. I bought a bracket that was sold as made for the Niken. It kind of fitted. It didn't line up perfectly with the factory mounts, but I got it to fit. I used the ram ball mount from the kit first, but later swapped it for a much neater one. And I trimmed 11 centimeters off the bracket so it would sit better and align with the bike's lines. The remote control, which is wired, it's not Bluetooth, is mounted centrally on the handlebars. And my handlebars are getting a bit crowded, so I may remove my old phone mount but keep the USB charging mount that I put on it for longer rides. The unit boots up a bit slow. possibly due to the pairing with my phone. But once up, switching to the camera view is very fast, just using the remote control in the center. I had to rotate both cameras to get the rotation right. It took a bit of button smashing to figure out the system, but I got Google Maps working, which is the main reason I installed it. Here's a look at the final installation. Though I made tweaks to the mounting position again, overall it looks good, feels solid and does the job. That's it for this video. I'll follow it up with a full review and walkthrough of the features after using it for a while and let you know if it's worth the money. Well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Ride safe and see you in the next one. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.